Amazon deals, are they worth it or are they a scam? You and I have both been scammed, in fact, and it's not our fault. You see, Amazon sellers actually routinely raise prices before they put them on sale, so it looks like you get a fake 50% off, 70% off deal when really it's just the normal price of the item. Now, Amazon Prime Day is pretty notorious for this. A lot of resellers raise prices right before Prime Day so they can show a huge discount when that Prime Day sale comes out. I'm going to show you how to combat this and make sure you're getting a real deal, not a fake deal on Amazon, so that you and I both won't be scammed anymore. So we're going to look at this in both the app and on the desktop. In the app, I'm on a DeWalt drill here. Now, this is an example of a price that is actually genuine. We look at this and we've got a price down here, which is a Prime Day deal in this case. And typical price, $149. We got 15% off, $126. Okay, there's a button here called Price History. And Amazon actually does a great job with Alexa now, showing you up to a year of price history. So when we tap on price history, it's going to go into this Alexa shopping mode, which is like this little chatbot that you can speak to about the items and ask about price history. And in this case, when we look at the 1 month price history, it has come down from $149 and we're at a pretty good price. We can read the little blurb here about the price history over the last 30 days. The price of this drill has ranged from $126 to $149, and currently it's at its lowest price. Now we can go out to the 3-month view and the 1-year view. Now, if you look at this, it does look like they had a deal a couple months ago and they raised the price and then dropped it for Prime Day. But that's totally fine. It's kind of a normal thing. You can see that they haven't raised the price too high or dropped the price too low. It's pretty standard as far as the deals go. And in fact, the price that you're getting it right now is the best deal in the last year. So in this case, I would say this is a perfectly fine deal. I'm getting a good price. Sometimes they have it on sale, sometimes they don't. That's pretty normal and standard. They raised it a little bit before Prime Day, but it comes back down and it's at the best price in the last year. So that's fine, and that's how you can kind of look at these price histories within the app itself. You can tab back out of it and shop around and always look for that little price history button right next to the price itself, and you can check that here in the app. Now on desktop, it's going to be the same thing. You're on an item, you scroll down, you see the price, and you can click on price history. And so we click price history, it's going to pop out this little side panel. And we can increase or decrease the size of this panel if we want to. But we've got a price history and it looks like, you know, pretty good deal maybe. Going from $140 down to its current price of $118 is another 15% deal. We look at 3 months and 1 year, and that tells us a story that this Amazon item routinely is $140 and they will put it on sale for about this same price. So technically, I don't need Prime Day to get this deal, but it's not like it's a best deal at a different time. This is actually the best deal that this item ever is. You can see it kind of goes back between 2 different prices. So they have a regular price and they have a sale price. That's totally fine and a totally honest way of listing things. Now, if you wanted to buy this, you would have to join Prime for this price on Prime Day, but you could get it for these prices not on Prime Day, and you wouldn't necessarily have to be a Prime member, although you can get Prime for 6 months for free. There's a link in the description that will take you to this. If you're between 18 and 24, or if you're a student, you can actually join and get 6-month free trial of Amazon Prime, and you get 5% cash back after that, and during that, and after that, you actually get 50% off Amazon Prime. Now, if you're not eligible for Amazon Prime for young adults, which is formerly known as Amazon Prime Student, then you can actually get a 30-day free trial of Amazon Prime. There's a link for that in the description as well. But let's take a look at some of these a little bit more disingenuous or scammy deals. So when I click on this listing here, we got just some more shelf storage in the garage. I see it 1 month ago in the 1 month view, they jacked the price up to $130. But for the most part, it's been closer to $100. And so when I look at this deal where it's $85 and it says it's 34% off, it's not really 34% off. It might be 15% off. It might be 5% off. I don't know, but maybe I need to look at a longer view of this. Now, the reason that they lifted this price up is so that they could show that it's a big deal, because this list price down here that they're basing the deal on is if it's been listed in the last 90 days or purchased in the last 90 days from this seller or a different seller for a certain price, that's the price that is the list price. And so they'll make sure that they raise that list price up within 90 days of Prime Day. And then when they drop it back down to what looks like a really great deal, it's only a few percent. And if we look at the 3-month and then the 1 year timeline, it tells a different story. The story it tells is they normally have this listed about $90. Right now it's $85, so that's less than a 5% discount. But right before Prime Day, what did they do? They raised it up past $100 actually. If we look at the more granular view in 3 months, they raised it up to $130 so that when they drop it down to 85, which they normally do for the most part of the year, it looks like it's a great 30+% deal, but it's not really. And it gets worse than this. We look at this laptop over here, it looks like we're getting a 59% deal on this laptop. It's $800 normally, and it's $330 right now. And it actually looks like, if you look at the 1 year, it looks like, it was listed at $800 and they've slowly dropped it. Now I've got the best price I could possibly get. But actually, when we zoom in a little bit to 3 months, take a look at this. Actually, this laptop's been listed for about $380 normally for a long time. And they raised the price really quick right before Prime Day to $800 so that they could show the list price of $800, and they dropped it down to a little bit of a sale, $330. Not a 59% sale. You look at the last month, it's pretty clear. They raised it just for Prime Day so that they could show the list price, $800, show a 59% discount on this laptop, when in reality, it's only a few percent discount from $380 down to $330. Now it is a discount, and if you look at it, you can see if you're getting the best price ever on that. But don't be fooled into thinking you're getting this amazing deal. It's just tricks of the trade as far as raising and lowering prices. It does get worse though. If we look at this little USB microphone here, 1 month view looks like we're getting a deal. 3 months, maybe we're still getting a deal. They raised it back up. 1 year tells a different story. This is actually no deal at all. In fact, more often than not, this is the regular price of the item. They'll just raise it up and lower it so that it looks like it's a great deal, 24% off. But really, when you look at this, this tells a different story. I'm technically getting the best deal, but the best deal is just what they normally have this listed at. And it's not actually the deal that's lower than the item, right? The spikes here are just them raising it so that they can fake like there's a deal and really just sell it for this baseline price. So this is not considered a sale in my opinion. And we've got one more here, this portable speaker. If we look at the 1 year view, it looks like they do the same thing. They've got a baseline price, they raise it right before Prime Days and then drop it back to the baseline. So it looks like you're getting 43% off of this Bluetooth speaker, when in reality, you're not. In reality, when we zoom in here, they raised the price for a couple days to $50 just so that they could say the list price of this item is $50, and actually, it's not, right? Actually, this is the price of the item, normally about $28. And when we look at that, they just raised it basically for Prime Day and then dropped it a little bit so that they can show this huge discount. So that's what you have to look out for. This is a fake deal. The last two are fake deals. The other ones, you just kind of have to know, is this the best price of the item? Is this a real discount? Do I need to be buying this right now at Prime Day or not? Or for whatever the sale currently is? And the answer for some of these is to look in the price history first. So click on that price history, check all of the dates here, 1 month, 3 month, and 1 year, and it gives you a different story about how they're listing this and how they're trying to create a different sales angle for a specific day, like Prime Days, for instance. So that's kind of the scam here, right? And I've not looked at price history before, bought an item because it looks like it's on sale. But now for me, and what I would hope you do, is you always look at that price history so you know and you're informed as a consumer and a purchaser, am I getting an actual deal? Is this the best deal that I'll ever get on this product? or is this a fake deal? In the worst case, they would have a baseline price, they raise it, and then lower it to a higher price than the baseline. And it actually isn't a deal at all, even though it looks like it is a Prime Day deal or some other kind of limited deal. That's how they get you. That's how they get me. And that's kind of how they price things here on Amazon. Now, you can look at the price history here. You can also set price alerts. So if we look back at one of these, maybe this heavy duty wall shelving. So maybe if you don't want to sign up for the free trial of Prime Day or something so that you can get these Prime Day deals, you'll know that you can actually get this shelving at other times without having to be Prime. But how do you know when it's on sale? We can actually set a price alert really easily here with Alexa as well. In fact, there's a button here. It says set a price alert. So you could actually click on that, or you could just type in something to her like set a price alert for when this is the lowest price in the last year. And when you type that in to Alexa, you can go ahead and send that, and it'll actually take that natural language and set that price alert for you, which is really nice. It'll give you send you an email and a notification. And so you have a couple options here. It looks like I can set a price alert at a specific target, or set a price monitoring action, which monitors the price weekly essentially. And so it tracks new lows over time. Now I can say alert me if it drops below a certain number. So that might be a way to do it, right? I could say alert me if it drops below, if it drops below 100, then alert me. Now, it might not ever, but if it does, you're going to be alerted and get that deal right away. And so you're going to know when that company or that product actually drops that price. And now I set up a price alert for this. I'll be notified when the price drops. I can always ask Alexa, what are all my price alerts right now? And it'll list them out for you. And how do you get to Alexa without clicking price history? Well, you would just click on Alexa for shopping right up here on the desktop. And if we go back to the app itself, then in the lower right-hand corner, you do need to be updated. So your app needs to be fully updated. And you'll see this little A, Alexa, down here, and that'll pull up the same thing. And you can actually set up the same type of questions or price alerts or anything like that. So hopefully this has informed you a little bit more about how deals really work on Amazon and how you can check price history and make sure you're actually getting a deal on the items that you want to buy, especially when it's around Prime Days or Black Friday or any other days when a lot of deals are pretty common and a lot of big percentages off are pretty common to see on Amazon. Like I said, if you're shopping Amazon Prime Day and you do want to get some deals, you do need a Prime membership. Check out the links in the description. There's a specific page where you can get that. Even if you have Prime, you can actually switch to a 50% off Prime. And so there's that link down there as well, and get that 6-month free trial of Amazon Prime. And that is it in a nutshell. Hopefully this helped you. Like and subscribe if it did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.